Hi everyone, I'm Alex Cohen. I'm one of the founders of Birch, and we are an app that helps people optimize their credit card rewards. So the average person has 4 credit cards here in the US. I'm sure, as most of us are aware, all the reward programs are constantly changing. They all earn different bonuses on categories, merchants. You can earn bonuses throughout the year. And so people don't actually understand how these programs work, how to keep track of them, and how to make sure they're getting the most value with every dollar that they spend. So we built Birch. It's a free app that syncs into people's credit and debit cards. We pull back previous transaction history, look for categories, merchants, and other spending insights, and then figure out when you're not actually using the right cards in your wallet for the right purchases. So if I hop into this tab right here called Missed Rewards, we can actually look over the last 3 months and see that I've missed out on $70 worth of rewards. So this is without even switching to a new credit card product. This is just what I have in my wallet, which is 4 cards, and I haven't used them on the right purchases. So if I hop into taxi and rideshare, for example, I should be using my Chase Sapphire Preferred because it earns 2 points for every dollar I spend. And these are the exact purchases where I used the wrong card in my wallet and missed out on those rewards. If I tap into that, we actually go a step further, and you can see I use my United Mileage Plus. I earned 3 points. It's worth 3 cents, but on the Chase card, I would have earned 6 points worth 8 cents. And so we do this for every single purchase that you make, whether it's historical or ongoing. If you're shopping in real time, we'll actually pull back the stores that are nearby you and show you which card to use before you actually make that purchase in real time. So you can see I've got a CSP card in my wallet. That's the best card to use at this hotel. And then here are the other cards, and we actually give transparency into why these cards aren't the right ones for that specific purchase. And one of the most complicated parts of having a rewards credit card is understanding how much a mile or a point is worth. When you sign up, you tell us, hey, I want to earn flight rewards or hotels or cash back, and we dynamically change how much those points and miles are worth based on what you tell us you want to earn here. Then, of course, we make recommendations for new card products. So you can see the best card for my spending is the Chase Southwest Premier card. Unlike your traditional card comparison site, we actually break down the different parts of the card. So I'd earn 2 times the points on Southwest. We show you what your spending is on those categories or merchants. And a better example here would be the JetBlue card. I'd earn 2 times the points on grocery and restaurants, and each year I spend $4,000 on those purchases. And that's what that category actually translates to in real reward value for my spending. If I click apply, it'll take me right into Barclays' site to apply for the JetBlue card. And if I change my preferences, so for example, I go up here and say I want to earn hotel rewards instead of flights, it should update right away. And now the Chase Hyatt card is the best for earning hotel rewards. And it's pretty zippy. We make recommendations in just a few seconds based on as far back as we can go in your spending history. We have some other features. So for example, we'll track your spending, show you how it's changing over time. So all of our charts and graphs are totally tappable, and you can play around with everything. So if I want to look at a date range, I can easily just tap into all those charts. If I want to look at a specific category, I can see my shopping spend over time. And if I tap into June, where I had the largest shopping transaction, you can see my top merchants, and then all the different purchases that were made during that month. And again, every purchase shows you the card you use, what rewards you earn. We support about 175 cards right now, and all their unique reward programs. And that includes things like, for example, on the Amex Everyday card, when you spend 20 times in a month and earn an extra 20%, we look for those calculations as well. Took us about a year to get off the ground, build an actual model that supported all these crazy cards. We just launched our iOS app about 4 or 5 months ago. We've been live on the web since last November. And that's about everything. We also do other things like subscription tracking, but our true core bread and butter is rewards tracking and helping people actually get transparency into how their cards earn and how you can best make sense of your spending. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Alex. I'm going to throw it to the judges here for questions.
I had just a question about the name. How does the name Birch Finance tie in here, out of curiosity?
So we were originally Rewardify, and we thought the name was a little bit tacky, so then we switched to Swipe, and then thought the name was too specific for swiping a card, and then of course chip and signature came out, and so you're now inserting a card, and we spent about 2 months debating back and forth on what we wanted to do, our next name change branding. This was about a year ago, and we felt Birch was organic and techy and sort of had a good feel to it, and ended up sticking with it, and yeah.
Yeah, the tree names are really popular right now.
Yeah.
I just have a couple of questions for you. I think your product is just glorious. I love it. It's really, really cool. So a couple of questions. One is in terms of how you monetize. Is your model affiliate revenue from the cards you recommend?
It is. So we've taken the approach right now where we actually are still pre-revenue because until we reach a certain minimum where then we have the leverage over negotiating those affiliate contracts, we want to remain completely unbiased in our recommendations. So,
Okay, and you guys are seed stage right now?
Correct.
Okay. And then I guess my other question is, how difficult is it for you to go in and gather, special rewards, promotions, and things like that? Because it seems like, on the one hand, the consumer clearly has to upload their login information and that kind of thing in order for you to sync with their cards and their spending history, correct? And then how are you researching the cards and they're changing promotions?
Yeah, so syncing into the transactions is easy. Dealing with how the banks return actual clean quality data is not easy. For every card that we support, we read every term and condition. We look for all the weird quirks. We scrape a lot of sites to figure out reward values. We then collect all that data manually. Again, it took us a year to build a model. There's no feed or API that we can plug into to get reward data. And then we look every day to see if there's a change on that actual site. So if you go to Chase's homepage and look at a card, we compare it every day to see if there's any differences and then make updates as soon as we see them.
Okay. And then how do you store data once you pull it in on the individual consumer? Are you storing just the data you need for what you're reporting right then? Or are you keeping it over historical time?
So we store transaction histories. I mean, it's how we can retroactively run. If we were to pull new transactions every time you logged in, it would be a nightmare for the user to wait 5 minutes to get back all that data. We never store usernames and passwords, so we pass those along to the bank when you first sign up. That then drops off, and we communicate with the banks using a token. And then everything, I don't want to get too deep into security, but everything is stored. We use AWS for building. Everything's stored under VPCs and VPNs. Your transactions are disconnected from you. We don't store any personal information. Yeah.
How many cards can you load up in here? And then also, does it track like the yearly cost of your card? So like you might be missed out on $50, but you had a $100 a year card. Is any of that stuff calculated in here? Do you have like a profile on each of the cards in here?
Yeah, so you can load as many cards as you have, as long as we support the card, obviously. If we don't know what reward card you have, we'll do our best to add it. There's still some cards we don't support, like US Bank, I believe, lets you choose your top categories to earn on for certain cards. We don't do that just yet. It's part of our next update early next year. But for every card, if I scroll down, there's an annual fee right here of $75, and that is taken into consideration. We make a recommendation, and then we convert these bonuses, like one free night at Hyatt and the sign-on bonus, into a real dollar amount. We actually don't take that sign-on bonus into consideration. We make our recommendations for the top cards. We look at a true holistic view of your wallet without that, sexy sign-on bonus, because we don't want people getting into the wrong cards.
Cool. All right. So I think, does someone have a quick question? All right,
So you mentioned that the location-specific feature of it, but what if I'm sitting at my computer in my house and I'm online shopping?
Yeah.
How do I know which is the best credit card to use on Target versus Amazon versus any other online retailer?
We're building Chrome and Safari extensions to do that. Right now, so actually we don't really have a way for you to search for a merchant and see what the best card is, but when those extensions come out, you'll be able to do it online as well.
So will that mean I won't be able to use something like eBay?
No, you could use both. Ebates and, for example, Honey don't work together because you can only use one of their affiliate promotions when you're purchasing. But with us, it would just be another thing that pops up, and then you could switch into Ebates and activate it. Yeah.
Do you take into account whether the customer's carrying a balance or not?
So when you first sign up, we have a big pop-up that says if you carry credit card debt, delete the app. Earning rewards is not for you. So we don't do anything around balance transfers, or we assume everyone pays their credit card bills in full each month.
Do you guys account for like the revolving categories that cards have?
We do. So every quarter, when, for example, like Chase Freedom and Citi Dividend change, you get an alert, and then we do calculate into those current recommendations. And even historically, as we go back, if there was a specific merchant you might have earned on for a month, we look at the date that you made that purchase, compare it to part of that bonus program, and then calculate rewards.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.